Alright, so this is going to be a video on micrografting, or grafting very small pups onto thin rootstock. Here we have a porocactus. This is a very unusual choice. Never seen it used outside of my own garden, but I've had good success with it, and besides, I like a challenge. The gold standard obviously is something more like Parasteopsis or Harissa or whatever you got. This is some kind of yellow thing on top of KK339, on top of PC, or depending on who you ask, some people would just call it PC. All equipment has been sterilized in advance, so make sure you do that before you try any kind of grafting. Once your equipment is sterilized and the alcohol is either burned off or evaporated over time, you can cut your scion carefully so as to not fuck up your plant, and then place it obviously upside down so that it remains sterile. Cut your porocactus towards the top, or rather your rootstock towards the top. Slice back the spines and try to remove just the farthest outermost layer of skin, because you want the tissue to be able to fuse, and it cannot fuse with the skin of the plant. But if you cut too thin, you will have stability issues, obviously. It's not actually important, in my experience, to remove all of the skin, but you do get the best quality of join when you do that. Put this off to the side, making sure again that it remains sterile. All right, and then I use a punch and I make a hole at the very bottom of the scion, and I do this just at the edge, personally, of the vascular ring. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it makes some difference. Actually, I have to scale back the porocactus just a touch. Again, being careful to keep everything sterile. So you kind of, work it in if you have to widen the hole. I would say, you want to widen it more at the surface and not so much towards the tip, because you don't want it to be loose. You just want to be able to stick this through as soon as possible so that you get a good seal. All right. Having a bit of trouble. It's kind of thickened at the core. It's been grafted for some time, actually. I do think that has an effect. And get the fuck in there. All right, and there it is. It is laborious and a pain in the ass sometimes, but it's actually not that bad. There's definitely stuff that's way more annoying and complicated. That's there it is. So you just leave that out of direct sun for however long you like to leave your grafts. 5 days is good, 7 days is better, 3 days is okay, but I wouldn't recommend it. So I hope that helps.